I felt pats to my face to wake me the next morning. Groaning, I croaked out, Morning, Mom." Leslie chuckled and said in a sing-song feminine tone,
"Rise and shine."
In a subconscious retaliation, I turned to face the wall and covered my head with a pillow. Then I felt cold air assault my body as he tugged the bedspread away from me.
"Come on, Lenny. We got work today."
He insisted. Sighing, I muttered, Okay. I sat up in bed and yawned, standing upon the floor.
"You don't mind if I borrow some clothes, hon? We're practically the same size."
Go ahead, and we can have some cereal in a little bit, too, I said. He opened the closet door to release a high-pitched screech and jumping backwards in surprise.
"What the fuck is in your closet?"
he asked, being frightened. He pointed to my plush toy that is realistic in appearance, and I chuckled. Oh, that thing is my deodorizer. The toy is full of potpourri to keep it smelling fresh, I said.
"You're definitely a goth girl, Lenore,"
he remarked. I don't care. I just like it, my response being casual. Leslie chose a pair of leggings with a galaxy print and an oversized sweater that is white with a black skull. The outfit seemed to match his hair quite well, and the music we agreed upon had been lo-fi tunes that had a supernatural tone to them. He seemed happier while we shared breakfast in the dining room, and after we had done our ritual of taking separate shower sessions and getting ready for the day, Leslie decided to do my makeup in softer and neutral tones. It's slightly different than what I normally do, but I enjoyed the attention from him. He also added that harsher colors do not suit me well. Stepping outside into the busy streets and being surrounded by skyscrapers had been the usual fare. It's lovely to see the sun shining upon their windows in their brilliance. It is convenient since our gas station is across the street from our apartment complex. I smiled while chatting with Leslie as we walked to our destination. We entered the store to see a co-worker, Ben, sweep the floor by the entrance. Ben is similar to Leslie, except his hair is dark, but have his face adorned in piercings, specifically the snakebite style. He waved at us and said,
"Hey, Les. What's up with the outfit today?" "Oh, I slept over at Lenore's and she let me wear her stuff. My boyfriend was being a dick, so I left him,"
Leslie replied. Ben seemed to have blushed lightly and abruptly cleared his throat.
"Oh, well, sorry to hear that. I'm glad you did that for him,"
he said quickly. Well, something had to be done. I hope Maggie understands and gives him a new uniform, I said. Maggie is a short woman with a pleasant face, red hair pinned into a bun, and has a curvy body. She is rather maternal in her ways and treats us like her children. It is strange to have this kind of love from someone outside of my family, but I will confess that she outclasses my own mother in being caring. Maggie exited her office, approached us, and said, "Why aren't you in your uniform? Did something happen?" After Leslie told her last night's events, her response had been, "Well, Eleanor did the right thing, and you should stay with her. Don't worry. I'll get you a new uniform and you can change in the bathroom."
"Thank you, Megs,"
he said with a smile and hugged her. She placed a hand upon his back and led him into the back room. Ben turned to face me and offered,
Well, I wouldn't mind visiting you both. Just to see how things are going."
"That's nice, Ben, and you have a thing for him, don't you?" I asked, smirking. He blushed furiously and stammered,
"No, I don't."
"Well, the more you keep it a secret, the more he'll drive you cray-cray," I advised, chuckling. He scratched the back of his head while muttering,
"I guess."
Despite the slight delay at the start, it was an ordinary shift, at least for a few hours. Leslie added comedy to the day by lip-syncing to old Madonna's songs. I had been stocking soda cans into the refrigerator section, and in the reflection of the door, I happened to see a muscular man with short brown hair, dressed in gym clothes and expensive sneakers, march into the store. I immediately recognized the man as Leslie's soon-to-be ex-lover. "Oh," I said, walking to the register station.
"Where are you, you little he-bitch?"
"Excuse me, sir. If you're going to be hostile, I will have to ask you to leave, I said, maintaining a professional tone.
I came to get what's fucking mine,
he shouted while being red-faced. Leslie hid himself behind me and said timidly,
It's over, Bruce.
I held the broom in a protective stance. You heard him, now leave, I said sternly, narrowing my eyes at him. Maggie emerged and pointed a shotgun at Bruce and said, You got 10 seconds to leave or I'll leave a bullet in your pretty little skull.
Oh, fuck this shit.
Bruce roared and swung a fist at me. Luckily, I was quick enough to swat his arm away with a hand and shove the broom handle into his chin. The strike made him have enough of an impact to take a few steps away from me. What happened next surprised us. By some unknown means, soda bottles began to fizz over at random and flood the floor with their sugary fluid. It was slippery enough to have Bruce fall upon the tile floor and concuss his head upon impact, rendering him unconscious. What the fuck just happened? Maggie shouted, being astonished and dismayed. I have no clue, I exclaimed. I know how it happened. We have a huge mess to clean up and the cops call, she said, while taking a cell phone from her pocket.
My hero.
Leslie exclaimed happily and lifted me off the floor in a hug. I blushed and said, No way I was going to let him hurt you.
Yous were a badass little bitch with that broom. Let me know not to piss you off. I divorced him,
Ben said darkly, standing over Bruce. When everyone else was standing over the group, I heard the sound of a paper being shoved into the pocket of my uniform pants. I looked down to see a notebook paper protruding and took the note to unfold it and read, Lenore, this is a mere demonstration of what I can do. You were brave to protect Leslie, but it saddens me to see you be modest in an unhealthy way. Please let me enlighten you on how special you are to me. You are loved in more ways than one, little songbird. I hope to show you my true face soon. Sincerely, Spectre. My face burned and the heart warmed after reading this neatly scrawled message written in red ink. I felt a weight rest on my left shoulder and Leslie's voice say curiously,
Ooh, a love letter. Who's the lucky person?
My face burned hotter, saying, Nobody really.
Oh, come on, tell me, Lenny.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Pfft, try me,
he challenged. Releasing a sigh, I told him all about Spectre and how we met. His reaction seemed to be stunned and said firmly,
I need to meet this guy. It needs my approval if he's gonna keep flirting with you like this.
You really are my mother, aren't you?
You're damn right I am,
he said, showing authority. If he ever shows up, maybe he might talk to you. Let's see what happens, I said. We waited until our shift was over and returned to our apartment. Today was interesting, yet a little scary. I'm living a dark fairy tale, and could only wonder what is to happen next.